Let's get something clear right now. Women don't always make sense on the surface. One minute she's into you, the next she's distant. She says she wants a real man in her life, but when you show up with genuine intention, she pulls away. Confusing, right? But here's the hard truth most men don't understand. Sometimes, the moment a woman wants you the most is exactly when she pushes you the hardest. And if you don't understand why, you'll react emotionally, chase harder, or walk away in frustration and lose her. This behavior isn't always about disinterest. In fact, it's often rooted in fear, emotional vulnerability, or even testing your strength. A lot of modern women are operating in survival mode, hyper-independent, constantly guarding their hearts, conditioned not to trust easily. So when she feels real feelings for you, feelings that threaten her emotional control, she panics. She doesn't know whether to let you in or protect herself. And unfortunately, that protection often looks like distance, attitude, or straight-up rejection. If you take that at face value, you'll misread the whole situation. And most men do. They become needy, reactive, and start pushing for clarity or validation, doing the exact opposite of what would work. That's why this video matters. You're going to learn the real reasons why women behave this way and how to respond like a masculine man who understands the game, not with emotion, but with strategy and calm control. This isn't about manipulation, it's about awareness and power. The more you understand female behavior, the more you lead with confidence and strength, even when her actions don't make logical sense. 1. Her fear of losing control. When a woman starts falling deeply for a man, something unexpected happens inside her. She begins to lose the emotional control she spent years building, and that scares her more than most men realize. You see, many women, especially in today's dating world, are raised to believe that vulnerability equals weakness. They've been hurt, lied to, played, abandoned, or rejected. So when real feelings for you start to surface, it doesn't feel exciting at first. It feels dangerous. Her emotions begin to overpower her logic. She starts to imagine needing you, missing you, wanting your presence in ways she can't easily explain or manage. And that level of emotional intensity is frightening because it puts her in a position where you now have power. Not because you're trying to control her, but because the one who feels more usually feels less in control. So instead of leaning in, she pulls back. Instead of opening up, she creates distance. She may go cold, act uninterested, or even pretend you're not that important to her. This isn't rejection in the traditional sense. It's emotional self-preservation. And most men misread this pullback as a signal to chase harder, text more, prove their worth, or demand answers. But every time you do that, you reinforce her fear. She starts to believe she was right to pull back because now you're showing signs of neediness, which turns off her attraction even more. The right response is not to panic. You must understand this for what it is, an emotional moment of internal conflict within her. She doesn't hate you. She's not bored. She's scared of the power you now hold over her emotions. And the way to handle that is with masculine calmness. Pull back a little. Give her space to feel those emotions. Let her come to terms with the fact that her feelings don't mean weakness. They mean connection. And the only way she'll believe that is if you don't force her to explain or validate them. A woman's fear of losing control isn't always visible. It hides behind excuses like, I'm busy, or I need time, or I'm just not ready. What she's really saying is, I feel too much, and I don't know what to do with it. The man who understands this doesn't rush to fix it. He doesn't try to make her talk about it or seek constant reassurance. He remains steady, grounded, and unbothered by the pushback. And eventually, when she sees that he's not chasing or falling apart over her distance, her fear starts to fade. That's when she starts coming back stronger, not because you forced her, but because you gave her the emotional safety of knowing she can feel something for you without losing herself in the process. 2. She tests what you're made of. When a woman starts pushing you away, especially right after showing interest, it's not always about her emotions spiraling out of control. Sometimes it's deliberate. It's a test, not out of malice or manipulation, but out of instinct. A woman wants to know what kind of man she's dealing with. Can you handle pressure? Do you collapse when things get uncertain? Do you stay grounded, or do you get emotional and start begging for attention? These are the silent questions she's asking when she pulls back, and how you respond will determine how she sees you from that point forward. Modern dating is full of distractions, options, and emotional noise. Women have learned to protect themselves by filtering out weak energy, and that filter often comes in the form of testing. She might stop replying to your texts as quickly. She might cancel plans last minute. She might become cold or start acting indifferent. It's not always a sign that she's over you. It's often a way to see if you'll crumble or rise. She's testing your emotional strength, not because she enjoys playing games, but because she needs to feel safe before she lets her guard down. Most men fail this test because they get reactive. They start sending long messages trying to explain their worth. They ask her what's wrong. They beg for clarity. In doing so, they show her that they're controlled by her emotions, and that instantly kills attraction. Because here's the truth. A man who cannot hold himself together under pressure cannot lead her through life. That's how she sees it. And no woman wants to emotionally invest in a man she cannot respect. Now here's where it gets real. If you stay calm, collected, and detached from the outcome when she tests you, she notices. If she senses that you're unbothered by her sudden coldness, and that you're not chasing after her validation, she starts to feel something deeper: respect. Respect leads to attraction, and attraction leads to trust. That's the real game. Don't respond with anger. Don't try to prove anything. If she becomes cold, you match her energy with grace and strength. You don't disappear to manipulate. You detach to protect your own self-worth. If she cancels on you, you don't argue or whine. You let it go and keep living. This communicates that you're emotionally independent and not afraid of losing someone who's unsure of you. That's power. That's masculinity. And believe it or not, that quiet strength is what makes her come back even harder, because she knows she can't shake you. A woman pushes you away to test if you're just another guy looking for quick validation, or if you're a man who commands respect through emotional control. Every man gets tested. The smart ones don't react. They observe, they stay in their lane, and they let their strength speak louder than their words. 3. She's battling her own past. Sometimes when a woman starts to fall for you, it isn't just about you. It's about everything she's been through before you came into the picture. That coldness, that distance, that moment when she suddenly becomes emotionally unavailable right after things start getting serious. It's not always because she doesn't want you. It's often because she's being haunted by memories of being hurt, betrayed, or abandoned. She's not pushing you away. She's pushing away the fear of repeating the same pain. And if you take it personally, you'll miss the bigger picture. A woman who has been broken before doesn't just open her heart easily. You may be doing everything right, showing her consistency, being genuine, treating her with respect. But if her past has taught her that even the best guys can change overnight, she'll struggle to fully trust what's happening. And that inner battle shows up in strange ways. She may become hot and cold. One day, she's calling you her peace. The next, she's avoiding you like you've done something wrong. But it's not always about the present. It's the trauma of the past resurfacing. Now here's where most men mess up. They react to that shift in energy by becoming overly emotional. They start asking what's wrong, questioning themselves, or trying to overcompensate with affection. But when you do that, you're not healing her wounds. You're triggering more of them. Why? Because you're reinforcing the fear that emotions bring instability. What she actually needs is emotional consistency, not panic, not pressure, and definitely not neediness. The smart man understands that he is not responsible for her past, but he is responsible for maintaining his frame in the present. When she starts to retreat because her fears are activated, you don't follow her into that emotional spiral. You remain calm, composed, and grounded. You don't pressure her to talk about it unless she chooses to. You don't try to fix her. You simply give her space and let her choose you again, without force, without emotional bribes. And here's the secret. When she sees that you're not reacting to her triggers the way others did, something shifts. She begins to realize that you're not here to hurt her, control her, or use her. You're not like the ones who caused her pain. That realization builds a deeper level of trust and respect. And once a woman respects you through the lens of emotional safety, she becomes far more open, affectionate, and consistent. The reason she pushes you away, even when she wants you, is because she's at war with the scars she hides. But the man who wins isn't the one who chases her during her retreat. It's the one who stands tall, doesn't lose his balance, and becomes the calm she can return to when the storm in her mind clears.